Beloved soul, there are no coincidences if these words found you at this precise moment. It is because heaven arranged the timing with your name in mind. You did not just click on anything. You were gently guided here, the way a hand finds a heartbeat in the dark. Because something important is moving in the unseen right now, quietly, deliberately before it becomes visible. And I want you to breathe for a second and receive this with peace. You are not being left to carry life alone any longer. Before this year closes, the season of standing by yourself begins to shift. What has felt delayed is not denied. What has felt silent has not been empty. A covenant is drawing near, sacred, unforced, and steady one that will touch even the name you carry, because heaven is preparing a union that will not be built on anxiety, but on alignment. There is someone whose path is being arranged to meet yours, someone being ready to merge stories with you in a way that is gentle yet undeniable. Their voice may not have reached your ears yet, but your spirit has been sensing the approach like footsteps just beyond a door you cannot see. And though the full picture has not been revealed clearly, signs are already forming around you, confirmations you will feel in your chest before you understand with your mind. Heaven is moving swiftly on your behalf for a reason. You stayed faithful when you felt overlooked. You kept praying when answers seemed far away. You carried private tears that only God witnessed. None of it was wasted. Not one word, not one trembling hope. The appointed time is rising, and the veil over what has been hidden is beginning to lift. If doubt has whispered, maybe it's too late, let it fall away. Your promise has not expired. Your love story has not been cancelled. I see motion where there was stagnation, travel unfolding, conversations aligning, documents shifting, a pen meeting paper, and two names finding their place side by side, so your signature and your life will no longer stand alone. Beloved soul, stay awake to what's unfolding, because the one I'm speaking of has already been touched by God in a way they cannot explain. And even now they feel a strange restlessness, like something is calling them forward, because their heart has been pulled toward you long before their mind could put words to it. They are moving through their days with that quiet ache so many chosen ones carry, the ache of searching for something that finally makes the world feel safe again, not realizing they are searching for a person, not a place. And soon, heaven will permit your paths to cross in a way that will feel too precise to dismiss. Don't shrink your expectations out of self-protection, and don't call your longing unrealistic just because you've been disappointed before. What is written above you cannot be edited by what happened to you. What God has sealed does not unravel because people changed their minds, because timing was cruel, or because you were mocked for hoping. When the merging arrives, it will be evident that heaven was not teasing you, and the very voices that tried to make you feel foolish for believing will have nothing left to say except to watch. Pause with me long enough to let this land, because the part of you that learned to expect abandonment will try to argue with this. Yet your spirit has been sensing the shift for weeks, sometimes as exhaustion, sometimes as sudden tears, sometimes as a calm that doesn't match your circumstances, and all of it has been the unseen process beginning to surface. Stay close, because a single detail is coming that will confirm this word, and when it reaches you, it won't feel like trivia. It will hit your spirit like a key turning in a lock. And now, as we move from the ache of what you survived into the architecture of what God is building, Listen with a steady heart, because the person you're being led toward is not cut from the same pattern as the ones who wounded you. They do not arrive carrying deception. They do not arrive to borrow your light and leave you emptier. They arrive with covenant written into their choices. They've been through their own fire, their own betrayal, their own long nights of questioning. And that is exactly why their love will not be shallow or performative. It will be rare in the way that only tested souls can be rare. So don't keep scanning the old landscapes where your heart kept breaking. This connection isn't hiding in yesterday's shadows. It's moving along a higher path guided by God's hand, which means you must lift your gaze and make room for a new version of you, the healed one, the believing one, the one brave enough to trust again. Release bitterness quickly. Unclench your grip from names that never honored you, because old pain cannot be carried into a new covenant without costing you peace. Expect movement around you, sudden invitations, surprising introductions, meetings that feel random but aren't. I see a gathering, a room filled with people, and in that room two sets of eyes meet. And it will feel strangely familiar, like coming home to something you didn't know you remembered. From that moment, the countdown begins, and before this year closes, you will not stand alone under your name. The name is nearing its reveal, and heaven asks only this, that you listen with faith until it is spoken, because when it is released, the atmosphere will shift, resistance will tremble, and you will know with certainty this word was meant for you. Take a slow breath. Let your spirit settle, because you are surrounded even now, and the same God who witnessed your hidden tears is preparing your table. The feast of covenant is near, and your heart will soon learn how to rejoice without fear. Beloved soul, lean in a little closer. This is not the end of what the Spirit is saying to you, and what you are hearing is not empty comfort, but a living process already in motion beyond what your eyes can measure, pressing gently yet relentlessly toward the moment it becomes undeniable. The name is already written, waiting to be spoken at the appointed time, but you must feel the weight of what is forming. When two lives are joined, it is not merely romance finally arriving. It is heaven placing its signature on your story and proving that what God begins, He finishes. I see the path you've walked, the long stretches of waiting, the unbearable quiet, the nights you told yourself you were fine, while your heart quietly asked why everyone else seemed to move forward while you stayed behind. And yet even in those hidden hours, details were aligning that you could not track. Protection was working that you did not recognize, and your spirit was being shaped so you would not bind yourself to what would break you. Let that sink in slowly, with your shoulders unclenched and your breathing steady, because the loneliness you thought was punishment was also preparation, strengthening your backbone, cleansing your motives, sharpening your discernment, and keeping you from attaching your future to people who only knew how to take. Yes, you were delayed. Yes, you were tested. But you were not denied. The promise did not pass you by. It waited until you could carry the blessing without collapsing under its weight. Beloved, you are not late. You are on schedule, and the time you feared was stolen is not beyond restoration, because God can compress years into one season and repay what pain tried to confiscate. Behold, I will restore to you the years that the locust has eaten. These are the words of Joel 2:25, and for you they are not ancient poetry, they are living breath right now. So don't measure your life by age. Don't sentence your future using your past. And don't let human math decide what heaven can do in a moment after years of waiting. What comes to you will not be a weak replacement for what you lost. It will be greater, steadier, and holy. And now, let the message pivot from what was withheld to what is being entrusted, because the person approaching your life carries more than a name. They carry an assignment. And this covenant is not only for companionship, but for destiny, a sacred work the two of you could never complete alone. Even now, prayers are rising from their lips, prayers for stability, loyalty, and a love that does not run when storms arrive. And they do not yet know that the answer has your face, your voice, your spirit. Heaven is already whispering you into their inner world. When they come, do not panic and do not retreat into old defenses as if love is a trap, because wounds will try to tell you you're unworthy and unready, but your spirit has been refined for this very covenant. It will happen suddenly. One moment you are still in your waiting, and the next your world is rearranged. So prepare now. Forgive what still burns, heal what still bleeds, pray with honesty, stand with courage, because when the door swings open, it will move too fast for fear to catch up. And understand this as well. What God is forming will be seen by many. Some will celebrate, some will whisper, but no one will be able to deny that heaven authored it. And your union will become a quiet prophecy for others still waiting, a living proof that the unseen has not forgotten them, and that hope can return without permission from the past. Beloved soul, I can feel the question pulsing beneath your ribs. When will it happen? How close is it? And I am telling you with quiet certainty, it is nearer than your anxious mind has been able to believe. Because the months ahead are not blank space, but sacred movement, and each ordinary day is silently carrying you toward the moment your life changes shape. Before this year exhales its final breath, you will not be walking as the one who waited anymore. You will walk with their name beside yours, and what felt like a private ache will become a visible testimony. I see ink meeting paper, signatures settling into place, celebrations being prepared in the very rooms where sorrow once lived, and a ring resting on your hand like a gentle proof that heaven did not forget you. But listen before the name is spoken aloud. Heaven urges you to stay receptive, because a name is just sound if your spirit has not been made ready to hold what it unlocks. Do not hunger only for details, hunger for the inner turning, the kind of transformation that makes you able to receive without fear. Their name carries a story spoken in rooms you have never entered, shaped by trials that could have crushed them, tempered by fire that taught them loyalty, and soon that history will be joined with yours in a way that cannot be erased by anyone's opinion. Take a slow, steady pause right here, and let your shoulders drop as you remember how many nights you've tried to be strong while feeling overlooked. How often loneliness has lied that you are too late, and how frequently you've had to comfort yourself because nobody else knew what you were silently carrying. Now, here is the shift you must not miss, because what is approaching is not a vague promise drifting in the air, but a spiritual process already initiated in the unseen, pressing forward with intention until it becomes unmistakable in the seen. Heaven is stirring your faith, so that when the name arrives, it does not collide with doubt, but lands in belief. And Proverbs 18:22 whispers like a key in the dark. He who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord. And that favor is not a distant idea, it is hovering over you now, like a blessing poised to pour. Do not let fear coach your thoughts, and do not let solitude rewrite your worth. You are chosen, you are loved, you are being prepared, and even as you listen, there is holy activity around your life, petitions being carried, timing being arranged, doors opening that you cannot yet see. Your spirit is ready to hear more, because the whispers of heaven are growing louder, speaking of a day when your name will be joined with another, not in theory, but in reality, and the meeting that brings it will not feel casual. It will feel like recognition older than memory, a peace your heart has longed for but never fully tasted. Release what clings to you from old attachments and old grief, because a clear heart receives more cleanly. And if hesitation asks, "Am I worthy? Can this truly be for me?" Hear this. No shadow from your past can dim the light heaven placed within you. And Isaiah 61:3 promises beauty for ashes, the oil of joy for mourning, and a garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness. This is not poetry for someone else, it is provision for you. I see their heart, too, beating with longing, searching for the very connection your soul carries, and when the moment arrives, the recognition will be undeniable. The name you will share will carry weight, history, and destiny, and together you will step into a season of favor neither of you could accomplish alone, with laughter and tears of joy waiting on the other side, yet even more. I see the spiritual alignment that comes first, the unseen agreement that makes the earthly celebration inevitable. Beloved soul, keep your faith alive and moving, not as a performance, but as a steady flame that refuses to go out when the room feels cold, because doubt has tried to claim you for too long, whispering that every promise will fade the way people have faded. Yet what is forming over you is not fragile, not accidental, and not dependent on human moods. Signs are already finding you, numbers repeating when you least expect them, dreams turning vivid like a lamp switched on in the night, sudden inner stirring that makes you stop mid-sentence and wonder why your heart feels pulled forward. These are not coincidences, they are confirmations, and they are meant to train your attention back toward heaven's fingerprints on your life. Before this year ends, the name you will share will become undeniable, not because you forced it, but because circumstances will begin to line up with such precision that even your body will sense the alignment, your spirit will settle, your mind will quiet, and something deep inside you will say, "This is it." Hold still for a long moment and let the truth press gently into the places where you've been bracing for disappointment, because the collective ache you carry, the fear of hoping again, the fatigue of waiting while others move on, the anxiety that love will arrive only to leave has been real, but it will not be your final language. This is not a human plan that can be delayed by indecision, sabotaged by manipulation, or erased by someone else's failure. It is guarded by angels and secured by God Himself. And that is why your peace is not foolish, it is prophetic. Psalm 37:4 says, "Delight yourself also in the Lord, and He shall give you the desires of your heart." And for you this is not a distant line on a page, but a living promise hovering close, ready to manifest as your desires come into harmony with God's will. And as the unseen work begins to spill into the visible world through small shifts, you cannot fully explain doors opening you could never pry open, new people stepping into your path at the right time, unexpected encouragement arriving like provision, you will realize the environment around you is changing because heaven is moving pieces you never touched. Do not let fear postpone your joy, and do not let skepticism blind you to what your spirit has already started to recognize. Open your heart wide enough to receive without flinching when the moment comes. I see angels beside you now, attentive to details you thought were too small to matter, clearing pathways, arranging encounters, aligning timing with a precision that feels almost tender, and I sense your eagerness for the name. Yes, the time is coming, but until it is spoken, let your inner world stay aligned and unshaken. This is a season of miracles, a season of fulfillment, a season when heaven touches earth in the very way you have longed for. And remember, the one whose last name will join yours has been waiting too, praying for a union that matches their spirit, longing for a partner who can walk in destiny beside them, and that partner is you. Their name is not ordinary. It carries history, significance, and promise, the key to a covenant designed by heaven, and when it is revealed, your life will not return to what it was. I see the moment drawing near when your eyes meet, when your hands touch, when recognition rises beyond words, and the last name becomes real, not a dream, not a theory, but your reality. So remain patient, yet alert. Keep your prayers breathing, keep your faith awake, keep your heart open, because the final days of this year are carrying the confirmation you've been aching for. The union will be unmistakable, the joy will overflow, and your shared name will mark the beginning of a divine chapter. Beloved soul, the hour is drawing close, and I know your heart has been holding hope for so long that it sometimes feels heavy in your hands. Yet heaven has been listening with a tenderness you could not see every step you took while feeling unseen. Every prayer you whispered when you didn't want anyone to know how badly you needed God to move has been kept and remembered. I can see the one whose last name will stand beside yours. Even now they are being guided forward in ways hidden from your sight, their mind being steadied, their heart being softened, their spirit being aligned, so the meeting will not be shallow or confusing, but clear and sacred. Do not let anxiety hurry you into forcing what is meant to unfold, because angels are already clearing the path, and barriers that once stood between you are being quietly removed. Things you thought were permanent are shifting without you lifting a finger. Take a long breath and let your whole inner world become still enough to notice what you've been overlooking, because the repeating numbers, the sudden openings, the gentle pull in your spirit, the dreams that linger like a message you can't shake, none of it is random. It is heaven's language guiding you toward what has been written. And now, as the unseen work begins to press closer to the visible, keep your attention wide and your heart soft, because I see a moment when your eyes meet and the atmosphere changes as if the room itself inhales. It will feel like recognition, even if you have never spoken, and you will know without having to ask that this is the person whose name your life is meant to carry. Release fear, release doubt, release the old pain that taught you to brace for disappointment, because you cannot carry those weights into a new covenant and still call it peace. Let the shepherd restore what life has worn down in you. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He restores my soul. And understand that this restoration is not abstract. It is preparing your heart for love that is steady, faithful, and true. The one coming has also been through fire. They have been tested and refined, and their heart holds wisdom instead of emptiness. So they will recognize your value, honor your journey, and walk with you in harmony rather than trying to reshape you into something safer for them. Do not let impatience fog your discernment. The timing is precise. Every detail is orchestrated by God's hand, and your names are meant to converge at the right moment. I see their steps being nudged forward, choice by choice, encounter by encounter, and though they may not know your face yet, their spirit is searching for yours. Notice the transformation within you, how waiting has forged patience, faith, and resilience, because those qualities will not only draw your destined partner, they will sustain the covenant when it arrives. Do not retreat behind walls built from old heartbreak. Heaven is calling you forward with an open heart, and the real you is exactly who they are being prepared to meet. I see a simple but undeniable confirmation, a touch, a word, a look that lands like a seal on your spirit, and you will not be able to dismiss it as coincidence because it will feel like a divine marker placed on your timeline. The name you will share is not merely a label, it is a key that unlocks covenant, legacy, and purpose, and you are worthy of carrying it. For I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, to give you hope and a future. And that promise is not waiting in the distance, it is unfolding now, alive on your path, calling for your quiet yes. I see shifts approaching, unexpected people, open doors, invitations that seem small but are loaded with destiny, and that intuition stirring in your chest is not imagination, it is the Spirit speaking. Angels guiding, and heaven leading you faithfully toward fulfillment. And now, gently, let this move from something you only feel in your chest into something you can hold in your hands without fear. Because what has begun in the unseen is not asking you to perform or to bargain for a blessing. It is simply inviting you to live in alignment with what is already underway. In the quiet of an ordinary day, you can begin to make room without rushing. Notice the one thought that keeps repeating like a closed door. I always get left. I'm too late. Love never stays. And instead of wrestling it into silence, set it down with honesty, as if you were placing a heavy coat on a chair and choosing, for today, not to wear it. If an old fear has been steering your choices, you don't have to conquer it all at once. You can just stop letting it be the narrator and let a calmer voice inside you take the lead. And because the body remembers what the heart is preparing for, allow your space to reflect the same readiness in a simple, grounded way. Clear one small corner, fold what's been left in piles, open a window for a moment, make your bed as an act of peace rather than pressure, not because love needs a perfectly curated home, but because your spirit recognizes that new seasons arrive best when there is room to breathe. You might write a few sentences for yourself quietly, privately, about what you're truly hoping for and what you no longer want to repeat, not as a demand to heaven, but as a way of naming your readiness and letting your own life hear you. As the days move forward, stay attentive to the patterns that keep returning, those gentle nudges, recurring impressions, repeated signs that seem to follow you like soft footsteps without obsessing or chasing. Simply acknowledging, I'm listening, the way you would when someone you trust speaks from another room. And if a door opens that asks for a small, honest yes, a conversation you've been avoiding, an invitation that feels unusually timely, a chance to show up as the real you, consider meeting it with courage, not to prove anything, but because you're no longer living from survival alone. There is no need to be flawless, no need to be spiritually loud, no need to rush ahead and force outcomes. The invitation is quieter than that. Just be present, a little more awake than yesterday, a little more willing to release what has hardened you, a little more open to receiving what is steady and kind. This is how the prophecy steps out of words and into life. Not through pressure, not through striving, but through small acts that create space for what has already been set in motion to arrive with clarity. Beloved soul, what you have been feeling as you listened, the quiet stirring, the sudden calm, the ache that softened into hope, was not your imagination, and it was not meaningless. It was your spirit recognizing something true. Let this be sealed gently now. Every word spoken here has already been noted in the unseen, set within an order that does not require you to strain, chase, or control, because what heaven has initiated continues to move with its own holy precision. And the fact that you are still here, all the way to this moment, is not a small thing. It is evidence that something within you has discerned, without needing proof, that this message was meant to meet you personally. So release the urge to grip the outcome and allow what is already in motion to unfold in the way it was designed to unfold, steady and sure, beyond the reach of fear. He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion. Let that be the quiet seal over your heart. This is not an ending, it is a threshold, the place where an old season loses its authority and a new chapter begins to reveal itself, layer by layer, with clarity that will arrive in its own time. Keep your inner world open, keep your steps honest, and let peace be your companion as the next parts of this unfolding come into view. For now, rest in what has been spoken and walk forward softly, awake, expectant, and held. If you feel safe enough, take a gentle moment and write in the comments what you've been carrying: your desire, your pain, your confusion, your fear, or the words you've never been able to say out loud, because when you put it into writing, it becomes more than a thought. It becomes an offering placed in God's hands. The Lord sees what you share in sincerity, and no prayer you've whispered has been overlooked or forgotten. As you write, let it be a quiet declaration of faith. I am here, I am honest, and I am willing to be guided. And then, if this message has strengthened you, like this video, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs hope today. These simple actions can become a sacred yes and a light for another weary heart.